get ready to brood, because here's every movie in the DCEU so far. First up, Man of Steel. We open on Krypton, which is in the midst of a military coup led by General Zod. The planet is also literally doomed, crumbling from the inside out. To save their species, brilliant scientist Jor-El steals the Codex, a database containing the genetic history of every Kryptonian, and implants it in their infant son, Kal-El.
All of Krypton's heirs, living, hidden in one refugee's body.
Then they send him to Earth.
So that one day, when the time was right, you could be the bridge between two peoples.
Except that Kal-El lands on the Kansas farm of Jonathan Kent, who basically tells him not to save anybody ever, even himself. So, Kal-El's just kinda hanging out on Earth, being Clark Kent, occasionally saving people on the DL. But meanwhile, the Kryptonians capture General Zod and the other mutineers and blast them into the Phantom Zone in what looks like big stone wangs. But, of course, they find their way out and come to Earth looking for Kal-El. Also, Zod's ship has a machine called the World Engine that can transform the Earth's surface into a new version of Krypton. He plans to kill Kal-El, take the Codex, and repopulate the Earth with Kryptonians.
So that Krypton can live again on Earth.
Clark battles the Kryptonians in his hometown of Smallville, earning the trust of the US military.
This man is not our enemy.
And gets a familiar nickname.
Superman?
The alien, sir, that's what they're calling him.
He joins up with the army to stop Zod's World Engine, even though...
If you destroy this ship, you destroy Krypton!
That Michael Shannon is so intense. Anyway, Superman destroys the ship along with half of Metropolis, and then fights Zod and destroys the other half. Finally, Superman kills Zod, settles into an uneasy peace with the government.
That's a $12 million piece of hardware.
I'm here to help.
And Clark finds himself falling for plucky reporter Lois Lane, who gets him a job at the newspaper where she works.
Welcome to the planet.
Right? Because it's the Daily Planet. You see what they did there? Next up, Batman v Superman. We start with a quick reminder. When Batman was a kid, he watched his parents die. And this is important, his mom's name is Martha.
Martha.
Another reminder, Bruce Wayne watched Superman fight Zod and wreck Metropolis, and he and the rest of the world blame Superman for that destruction.
Let the record show that this committee holds him responsible.
Then it starts to get a little convoluted. So Lois Lane investigates the slaughter of African rebels after Superman rescues her, and traces a fancy bullet back to none other than Jolly Rancher enthusiast and amateur basketball player Lex Luthor. Batman investigates a boat that's smuggling kryptonite and traces that back to Lex Luthor as well. Clark Kent investigates Batman, who's doing his best to be the darkest Batman yet.
He branded him.
Bruce Wayne keeps remembering his dead parents to remind us once again that his mom's name, say it with me, is Martha. Lex Luthor throws a fancy party, and hey, look who's there, Batman and Superman. Cool, they're gonna fight, right? No, there's just some lame foreshadowing.
Wow, that is a good grip. You should not pick a fight with this person.
Later, Batman dozes off while investigating Luthor and has a trippy dream of a dystopian future run by Superman and gets a warning from Future Flash.
You're right about him!
So, he decides to steal Lex Luthor's kryptonite so he can protect the world from Superman.
But he is not our enemy.
How many good guys are left? How many stayed that way?
Superman confronts Batman, but they still don't fight.
Do you plead? You will.
Superman is summoned to Washington to testify before Congress about why he thinks he can just go around wrecking cities, but then blam! More death and destruction! Superman feels so bad about not being able to stop the bomb that he goes and mopes in the wilderness.
How many of them leave?
Lex Luthor makes a deal with the Senator for access to Zod's crashed Kryptonian ship, so he can throw Zod in the Genesis chamber and mix in some of his own blood, and for some reason he's crying. Batman discovers Lex's data contains info on metahumans, including that pretty lady from the party. And check it out, those guys are gonna be the Justice League! Lois figures out that Lex is behind the Capitol bombing, and everything he's been doing is to try and make Superman look like a D-bag. He's also been manipulating Batman to hate Superman, and yes, I promise this is all eventually leading up to something. Lex Luthor kidnaps Superman's mom, who is also named Martha, and Lois Lane, but then immediately throws her off his building so Superman will catch her, even though the last time we saw him, he was moping on top of a mountain. Anyway, he tells Superman he has to kill Batman or he'll kill his mom.
Son of Krypton versus Bat of Gotham.
Finally, Superman and Batman fight. Batman quickly gets the upper hand thanks to some kryptonite gas and a big metal Batman suit. Batman gets to find out that Superman does bleed, but before he can kill him, Superman's like,
Save Martha!
Yep, a major plot point of the movie is based around the completely random coincidence of Superman and Batman's moms having the same name. So now, Batman and Superman are pretty much best friends. In probably the best scene in the movie, Batman takes out Luthor's goons and saves Martha. Superman heads to the Kryptonian ship, which is all lightning-y because the Genesis Chamber is done cooking up Doomsday. Because what would one of these movies be if it didn't end with a huge fight with a bad guy with godlike abilities that destroys half the city? Superman is joined by Batman and Wonder Woman.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
But Doomsday is too powerful. Trying to kill him only makes him stronger, until Superman summons all his strength and uses the kryptonite spear to finally take him down. But not before Doomsday mortally wounds the weakened Superman himself. And so, we wrap things up. The world mourns the death of Superman, even though they all hated him like the day before. Lex Luthor's captured in this deleted scene where he seems to be hanging with a hologram of Steppenwolf. Bruce Wayne sidles up to Diana Prince and is all like, yeah, you wanna start a Justice League? Batman visits Luthor in prison, who maniacally rants about ringing bells. Maybe a reference to Darkseid? And that's it. Can we please move on to Wonder Woman now? Oh God, not yet. Suicide Squad. Okay, I'll try to make this quick. Amanda Waller has the genius idea to assemble a task force of the world's most menacing criminals to take on missions that are impossibly dangerous.
I want to build a team of some very bad people who I think can do some good.
And look how cool these characters are. You got Deadshot, he's a mercenary with impeccable aim. Harley Quinn, she's crazy. Killer Croc, a human crocodile thing. El Diablo, who can do fire stuff. Captain Boomerang, who does a whole lot of nothing and has an unexplained unicorn fetish. And of course, their team leader, who isn't a criminal at all, Colonel Rick Flag, who's assisted by his friend, co-worker, acquaintance, Katana, and her soul-stealing sword.
This is Katana. She's got my back.
Yeah, we get it. So the squad is activated to stop Rick's girlfriend, June, who's been possessed by the evil spirit of the Enchantress, a powerful magical witch/hula dancer who wants to take over the world. She's got an army of pretty easy-to-kill minions and also summons her brother, Incubus, another powerful magical being portrayed in stunning CGI. Not enough plot for you? Don't worry. While all of this is happening, the Joker is planning on how to get Harley Quinn back and embarks on his own journey to find her. Okay, this is a lot of characters. Oh, we forgot about Slipknot, whose only role on the team is to die. Literally, he doesn't even get a graphic.
Here comes Slipknot, the man who can climb anything.
Back to the mission. The squad finds out that their goal wasn't to save the world, but merely to extract Amanda Waller from the building she was trapped in. But after they rescue her, they decide to do the right thing and stop Enchantress anyways, because otherwise the movie would be over.
I'm gonna get you there, and you're gonna end this.
Diablo hulks out and becomes a self-sacrificing fire monster to stop Incubus, and Harley's able to exorcise Enchantress from June's body, and they all live happily ever after. Kidding, they all go back to jail. The end. Time for the crown jewel of the DCEU, Wonder Woman. Young Diana grew up on the difficult-to-pronounce island of Themyscira, ruled by benevolent warriors, the Amazons, and their queen, Diana's mom, Hippolyta. She teaches Diana that Zeus created mankind, but his son Ares grew jealous, so he turned men into a-holes that just want to kill each other. The Amazons believe that one day, Ares will return to plunge humanity into endless war, but they have a weapon, the God Killer, that can defeat him. Themyscira is hidden away from the world behind a protective barrier of magic fog. Except one day, American spy Steve Trevor crashes his plane into the ocean near the island. He tells Diana about World War I.
The war to end all wars.
And she becomes convinced this is the prophesied return of Ares.
Only Ares could do such a thing.
So she leaves with Steve to go kill him. They take an extremely fast boat ride to London, where Diana has a bit of trouble adjusting to the modern world. And arrive on the front lines, where Diana finally gets to show Steve her superhero skills. Yes, this is awesome! They pose for that one photograph. Hey, there it is. And also, oh yeah, they fall in love. Steve's on a mission to stop the evil General Ludendorff and his associate, a chemist named Dr. Poison, who's designing a deadly new gas. Diana believes that Ludendorff is Ares.
Ludendorff is Ares.
See? But after she kills him, and the war keeps going anyway, she figures out that Ares is actually that guy from Harry Potter.
You.
Diana also realizes her sword isn't the God Killer, but it's actually just some dumb regular sword. But as the daughter of Zeus and Hippolyta, Diana herself is the God Killer.
My dear child, that is not the God Killer. You are.
After Diana sees Steve sacrifice his own life to save everyone from Dr. Poison's gas bombs, she realizes humanity is worth fighting for after all and saves the day. Spoiler alert, World War I ends. And we meet up with her in the present day, ready to spring into action and fight the outer space mercenary bug guys, or whatever happens in the Justice League.